We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Lynn Brooks. Terry Brewer is on assignment for us. More on those stories in just a moment. But first, a West Alabama family has a new place to call home thanks to a local church. More now in tonight's top story. Construction is nearly complete on one Habitat for Humanity home on the west side of Tuscaloosa. The home you're looking at is unique in two ways. It is a blitz home and will be complete after 2 weeks of construction. The home is also a holiday gift, and the project is being called Get Jackie Home for Christmas. The home is a result of a partnership between Calvary Baptist Church, Habitat for Humanity, and the University of Alabama's Business School. Organizers say the home is a joint project with volunteers and the homeowner.
Oh, it's a great present. You know, at Habitat, not a lot of people know that Habitat is, the homeowner actually pays for the house, but they have a zero interest loan. So they also participate in the construction of their home. And so it's a gift, but the homeowner participates in the gift, so it means a lot more. Plus it's a home, so you know, it's pretty significant.
Around 25 people a day have pitched in to help meet the deadlines. Speaking of deadlines, Christmas is just 1 week away. That means a lot of folks are making plans to head home for the holidays. But when you leave, what should you do to make sure a Grinch doesn't break into your house? Law enforcement officials say the best defense is a home security system. It's also important to create the appearance you are at home. Authorities say another tip, do not let your trash or mail pile up. Sergeant Brent Blankley says it helps to let your neighbors know when you're leaving town.
Ask your neighbor if you trust them to park their car in your driveway. One of the biggest things that burglars look for during the holiday season is nobody inside your, at your driveway. So if you can have your neighbor park over there, it gives the appearance that you're home along with lights turned on.
Blankley says if you let the Tuscaloosa Police Department know you'll be out of town for the holidays, they will monitor your house. In Newtown, Connecticut, schools reopened today, all except for Sandy Hook Elementary, the site of the tragic shooting. This as young victims are laid to rest. Renee Marsh has the latest.
When students returned to school in Newtown this morning, there was a police presence and there were grief counselors. Meantime, the parents of 6-year-old Jessica Rakos prepared to bury her. The mourning continues in Newtown, Connecticut. Today, another young victim will be laid to rest. On Monday, mourners said a final goodbye to 6-year-old Jack Pinto.
It was very sad. It's very sad. Family took it very, you know, as hard as any parent would take it, losing their first grader.
And a large crowd showed up to say goodbye to 6-year-old Noah Posner.
I started to cry. It's very close to home.
Students in the area head back to school Tuesday, except for Sandy Hook Elementary students. Monday, supplies and equipment were moved to a school in a neighboring town where Sandy Hook students will eventually return to class.
We really need to lead with love, and that's what I'm seeing our community do. We're putting our arms around people.
It's still unknown why the 20-year-old gunman opened fire at the elementary school. Authorities are analyzing evidence, interviewing witnesses, and looking at the shooter's smashed home computer, hoping to find answers.
We know as investigators that the people, Connecticut, the people of this town of Newtown want to know what happened. We're going to do that. We're going to provide them any information and all information. We'll paint a crystal clear picture as much as we possibly can.
In response to the shooting here in Newtown, Connecticut, Dick's, one of the largest sporting goods retailers, say that they've decided to remove all guns from stores nearest to Newtown. They also say they plan on suspending the sale of certain semi-automatic rifles nationwide. Reporting in Newtown, Connecticut, I'm Renee Marsh.
The U.S. Postal Service has created an outlet for an outpouring of emotion following the elementary school shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. The Newtown Post Office has been taking calls all day from people wanting to send letters, care packages, and drawings from children. The Postal Service dedicated a post office box to the town. And if you'd like to send your condolences, you can do that. That address is on your screen. P.O. Box 3700, Newtown, Connecticut 06470. The Newtown Post Office, as you might imagine, is expecting an enormous amount of mail. An American reporter has been freed after being held for 5 days in Syria. NBC News says its chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, is safe, unharmed, and now out of the country. The network says the crew disappeared shortly after crossing into northwest Syria from Turkey on Thursday. It says they were finally freed Monday in a firefight at a checkpoint manned by rebel fighters, which they ran into as they were being moved.
The last 5 days were very difficult. We're very happy to be out. We're very happy to be back in Turkey. We love being here. We love this country. We appreciate all the help. The last 5 days are some days that we would rather forget.
NBC said while the crew was missing, there was no claim of responsibility, no contact with the captors, and no request for ransom. In Washington, D.C., time is running out for leaders to reach a deal over the fiscal cliff. A White House spokesperson says the House Speaker's Plan B can't pass the Senate. Speaker John Boehner is calling for a separate bill to address only taxes, and he wants lawmakers to extend tax cuts for people making up to $1 million. The White House says the plan would do little to help the nation's fiscal challenges because it has not cut spending. But Boehner says he hasn't given up on talks with the president.
Every income tax filer in America is going to pay higher rates come January the 1st unless Congress acts. So I believe it's important that we protect as many American taxpayers as we can. And our Plan B would protect American taxpayers who make $1 million or less and have all of their current rates extended.
Unless Congress and the president strike a deal, a series of tax increases and spending cuts go into effect January 1st.